Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, YK in the building.
Good morning, yo. Good morning. How are you?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. I haven't seen you this week.
Yes, I haven't seen you.
You're looking fabulous. Thank you. Fabulous. I'm loving your natural, you know. And it really suits you.
Thank you.
And Obiajulu is wearing the best wig.
I was waiting for you.
That I like. The only wig I like that she wears.
No, you like two. There's another one you like.
I hear good journey plans for this weekend. You're not coming tomorrow?
No, you know I'm traveling, so.
Oh, yes.
For how long now?
Only 1 month.
Only? That's a long time.
Why can't you stop doing this now?
Oh, my Lord.
Stop doing this now.
Oh, anyway, it is way. 1 month.
No, you know, when you have your grandchildren living abroad.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to go in.
We get
You just did it. How you doing, Tope?
I'm very good.
Can I have my pen back, please?
Yes,
thank
you. Please, give us.
All right. How you doing?
So I'm good. You know what she said about having your grandchildren abroad? I saw a few of my old clients that I used to do makeup, whose kids are graduating in the UK, graduating in the US. And you see the way everybody just posting videos, they're really, really happy. You can see the joy on their faces. I was just commenting from one person's Instagram story together. This is the joy of parenthood.
Yeah, because
all the hustle is that they will do well, you know, are they studying properly? They shouldn't fall into the wrong crowd and all of that. So congratulations to everyone whose child is putting a smile on their face, and we pray that we would also share that celebration.
Amen.
Blessings
are
I've been amazing.
I've
been amazing. So, Morayo hosted me sometime.
Oh, yes.
Was it last week or this week?
Last week.
Last week, yes, for my event, Evolve to Become More. And she promised that one person who gets the answer to the question she asked right will be winning.
Yeah.
And somebody won.
Yeah. We're posting it.
Yes, we post it so that the person can attend the event. We're almost ready. We're good to go. And on Friday, we kick off. We head to Lakwe Resorts for this event.
Congratulations.
And
I really wish
I'm happy.
Are you done? You'll be done on Sunday, Abi?
Yes, we'll be done on Sunday.
Fantastic. Well done.
Honestly, I really want to
Check your plan. And
Is that that thing that they do that you do in the mornings? Meditation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to be meditating
I like
a lot.
to get the techniques and do it right. So yesterday,
what happened?
I was pushed to tears because I attended the Commissioner for Education, which I'm working with. The Lagos State School are divided into 6 districts, District 1. And there's this healthy competition amongst the districts, and it's good because each district is under the obligation to try to ensure that they're doing well. Teachers,
yes. Get your numbers.
Yesterday, one district had 5 teachers that won part of the 13 cars that the government gave out recently. One district produced 5 winners. I mean, the woman was, you could just see she was so proud and she just came. They came yesterday and each of them was telling us, they were giving their stories. Like if you hear these stories of what these teachers do, the sacrifices they make,
the extra
how they
mile.
get people from all over to donate money to help to support these children, to feed some, to create some. There was one guy a year ago, he won about 500,000 naira from the competition. That whole money, he used to build an ICT hub in his school.
Oh my God!
He's not personal money. And that one was encouraging her teachers. She gives them credit. She gives them credit money, like just to be coming to school. Encourages them. She raised about 1 million naira, just to give out. So these are teachers doing public schools,
going the extra mile.
There's another one. All he does, his English is not really fantastic, but all he does is encourage. When the children talk about how poor they are, he said, "Your own poverty is me. No, it's 100 times." And he says his own stories. Like what you say, you are even enjoying. That me, I didn't even have a chain. It's, all he does, and his children are the first in chemistry across the country. They're first in so many of this physics and big, And it was just interesting.
But that's
the same district.
That is a teacher.
That's the teachers we used to
Yes,
know. Those teachers still exist. We just don't profile them.
Yes.
This same district, last year, they had one teacher who won. 2 were made, extra 2 made them the finalists. I mean, they're really doing well. So the point is that I was so moved that we need to profile these guys. They are doing so much better.
I like them.
And they're public schools and they're so professional. And
I'm so happy you highlighted
we have a
story.
platform. We can actually
bring them on.
Once a week. Give them 10 minutes. Talk about them.
What they do.
Let us start to make the teaching profession what it used to be.
Exactly.
And some people are thinking, I'm the only one being a teacher that is good. Somebody is out there feeling like, I'm the last good teacher. So now they'll realize they're not the only one. There are many.
Congratulations to District 1. Well done. Well done. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll review the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, we're going to start with The Nation. ASU, Buhari orders Ngige to hands-off negotiation. Tinubu picked Shetima for public good. NNPC shifts subsidy payment burden to government. CBN to sanction customers converting naira to dollar. Masari rates government agencies low on security. Plans underway to reposition NDDC, says Umana. Vice President Oshibajo recovering fast, says hospital. We're happy about that. I'm so happy that. Okay, which story are we starting with? Major headline, ASU, please.
So it seems like there is good news, and I want to be very optimistic.
Let's not celebrate yet.
No. Let's start celebrating so we can ginger the energy.
Okay.
You know, so the university teachers said that they won a major battle yesterday, that the government is ready to meet most of their demands. Now, the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, had gotten matching orders from the president to, handle the negotiations by himself. So they are taking off the Minister of Labour and Employment from negotiating, and they are saying that he could just play a conciliator role if it's necessary. And, because ASU over the time had accused the Minister of Employment of blackmailing them, and so the president has given this order now to take him out of that negotiation. It would now be handled by the Minister of Education, and so he's also asking him to meet with the federal government agencies and also negotiate with, I think there's this the National Salaries and Wage Commission to work out payment details. And one of the promises they've made is that they are going to be increasing the lecturer's salary to over 100%. ASU is looking forward to that. And they're going to pay them a certain amount of money, I think about 370 billion out of the trillions that they have, promised to give for the revitalization, and they are also promising to look into the payment platform. So I hope that they will follow through. The president has given them just 3 weeks to get back to him on what the minister has been able to do.
Okay, so what happens? We're seeing some kind of progress. I hope so. Yes, YK.
About the NNPC saying they are not in charge of subsidy anymore. They said that it's now for the government to bear the subsidy, not them. They are a private company now. They'll be paying their taxes and paying their royalties. So, how the government wants to do with the subsidy?
We're going to probably discuss it a bit later.
Let me talk about the update on the NDDC. I've been following the story, complaints by several stakeholders, people from the Niger Delta community about the fact that there is no board for the NDDC, and they've been putting an acting person in charge for a while. Now we have a new minister for the Niger Delta. That's the Niger Delta Affairs Ministry. Umana yesterday said that the president has given the go-ahead for them to. There's going to be a management retreat where they would work on constituting a substantive board. Also mentioned how they are going to publish all the completed projects of the NDDC and let those awaiting payments be. Those that are complaining that they've not gotten paid, they will publish the project and ask the public to go and see those projects before they now deliver the entire payment to confirm the project delivery. Listed the key areas where the NDDC will be working on: security, health, education, water, road infrastructure, and all of that. And he also announced they'll be publishing the forensic audit report. So every announcement sounds good. We are waiting implementation.
So the Tinubu campaign organization spokesperson, Mr. Onodunga, is doing everything to let Nigerians know that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu picked his vice president for the public good, because they have a huge burden to explain to Nigerians, because Nigerians, obviously, there's a debate that's ongoing that the Muslim ticket, was it the right choice? And it was going on to say that if Tinubu was trying to appeal to his religion, he would have probably, or to ethnicity, he would have picked from somebody from the northwest, which has the largest and highest numbers of registered voters. And if it was going to be based on religion, he would have picked from the parts of the country that has the largest Christian religion. However, he picked a minority from the Kanuri ethnic group, adding that the choice was not based on religion, but the fact that they needed a technocrat who can confront the multi-dimensional crisis our nation is facing, which is insecurity, economic problems, such as unemployment, crisis based on the youth. So, and obviously, as I said, this is the time they have the burden to prove to Nigerians that this was not based on religion. And they have that burden of proof, and they are taking it one day at a time. Okay, let's move on quickly now to the Punch or Shumpo Tribunal. Oyetola pencils 50 lawyers, APC, Adeleke trade words. He hasn't congratulated Adeleke. Buhari unveils NNPC Limited. Agency halts FAC remittances. Lagos policemen on illegal duty handcuff brutalized Punch man. Families must demand justice for slain Imo youths. FG alerts ports land borders over the Marburg virus. Adeboye backs can. PFN APC unveils Shetima today. Outcry as CBN raises benchmark interest rates again. And stubborn ASU says federal government must meet all demands. Here you go with Punch again.
Funny headline.
Yeah, that's very funny. That was.
It's a funny headline because again we're trying to solve a problem, but here you go, Punch aggravating. What's going on with Punch? Who's backing you?
Maybe the
when you do well, we praise you. When
yeah, I mean, come on. Even yesterday, I was still complaining about Punch. Anyway, let's move on. What's the story we're taking?
Yeah, I was going to take the Lagos policemen. The policemen at the Beggar bus stop, they were attacking a bus driver, or they were beating a bus driver and telling him to give them money. And that one was asking, what did I do? Why are you... So this reporter saw them and started to record with his phone. And as he was recording, the policeman cited him. Hey, they just rushed him, started to beat him, took his phone, and he was begging them that he's a journalist. When they just heard journalists like this, their head just knocked. They just started, bring the phone, beat him, gave him, boss, punched him. I read the story. They took his phone, deleted the video, and then they let him go.
Really? What was the weather like too? Okay.
They didn't say it, but some reporters now went back to the scene. The policemen were not there. They said, those police, they are from Oshodi, either Oshodi or Penn Cinema, that they are not from, that one guy said he grew up there, and those policemen are not from
that area.
They are from other places. They come with commercial bus to come and be chancing. And when you just enter them, it's like one chance.
Yeah, they just take you. And they come in as disguised as passengers to, lure people in. I have another story. Yes, it's a sad story. So the family of 2 siblings killed alongside 12 others on Sunday while returning from a traditional wedding at Awo, Omama, in Oru East local government area of Imo State, are calling on the Inspector General of Police to investigate what has happened and give them justice. So according to Chidozie Ekesinachi, who is the elder brother of of his 2 siblings that died, Ifechi and Chukwuemeka, said that they were allegedly killed by members of a Bubagu security outfit, that they went for a wedding. He was supposed to attend that wedding with them, and he couldn't make it on time. And before he realized it, he just heard a lot of people shouting and that people have been killed. So he rushed there. On his way, he saw his younger brother's corpse. One of them is, I think, 18 years old, and the other is 20. I saw his brother's corpse, and while he was crying with the corpse, wondering what was happening, the Bubago security outfit came with their van and whisked him away, tied his hand behind his back and took him to the cell. They went there to beat him, claiming that he came to take his bandit members, and then by the evening he was released because a lot of youth were already protesting the killing that had happened. About 12 people had died. That was when he even realized that his second brother also was killed. But the state government is saying that the Bubago security outfit were actually after bandits, that they did not go to any wedding ceremony to kill these young men. I think proper investigation needs to be done. And
I think what is even paining me about that matter is that they were the government seemed really heartless. These are people
nonchalant.
Yes, no, and you're saying no, it's not that. It's a baby agu.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. So there's a story. The RCCG has responded to Daily Post publication suggesting that the general overseer of the RCCG are supporting a political candidate. So according to the report, Adeboye was saying that he's under CAN and PFN, and whatever they have agreed is exactly what he stands by. So according to his spokesperson, they said that the general overseer is under the authority of God, the Christian Association of Nigeria, and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, and as such will not speak on behalf of Christians on issues regarding politics, because the Daily Post got this information possibly because when there were reports that the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu had gone to RCCG and it was a part of his ongoing consultations across Khan, major churches, to make them understand why he had to pick a Muslim ticket. And therefore, because we were told that today is going to be his day to unveil his vice president. So it's part of the consultation. He went to RCCG, and when he got to RCCG, Daily Post picked it up and said, Adeboye has endorsed him. And he said, that's not true. I did not endorse anybody. I'm under Khan, I'm under PFN. We stand only by what the people agree to. So, again,
let me take the story
media
federal,
houses.
Yes, federal government's default on counterpart funding. So about 40 Nigerian doctorate scholars had won a PhD scholarship grant under the Partnership for Science, Engineering and Technology Regional Scholarship Innovation Fund. This is in partnership with African governments, Korea and the World Bank. Nigeria ought to, anybody that goes through a really rigorous process should be getting counterpart funding from their government, while the World Bank and Korea supports, so these people can get skilled in engineering, and then they come back to Nigeria to teach what they've learned. So now the third and fourth PhD batch have not gotten the funding. Total funds should have been about $2 million. They haven't been able to get the fund, and they are saying that many of their colleagues have already resumed in school, learning and improving themselves, that they went through a tough process to get the opportunity, and the Nigerian government is not doing their own part to ensure they get the privilege that the scholarship has already given them. Okay, moving on quickly to Daily Sun. Buhari gives Adamu 2 weeks to end ASU strike. Adeboye denies endorsing Tinubu, stands by Khan's directive. Insecurity, government will have failed Nigerians, says Masari. Surgery, Oshimbajo making steady progress, starts walking soon, says doctors. APC unveils Tinubu's running mate. NNPC transits to full commercial entity. Uproar in customs over promotions. Awomana killings. Youths barricade Owerri and Onitsha Road. And CBN hikes NPR rate to 14%. Which story are we starting with?
Let's start with the...
No, it was only the Awomama story I read.
Okay, so let me start with the good news. Our Vice President is recovering well, and the hospital is excited and happy for him. He had this surgery July 16th at the Duchess International Hospital, Ikeja, Lagos, and they say he's making good and steady progress. They've also said that they've studied him, they've seen his essence, and he's very compliant. He's a very compliant man. He listens to advice, and that's why his recovery is speeding up. And the medical director took that opportunity to also advise that the federal government does something about revitalizing the health sector, so that public officials will be able to use our local hospitals for every treatment that they can get here, as a way of conserving what we have and not doing medical tourism with our hard-earned money.
I think it's commendable.
Yeah, it is.
The Vice President did his treatments here. And I think more public officials should take...
And social media isn't commending him as much. If he had traveled abroad, you would have seen
killed him,
shouting that the VP went for his surgery abroad. Now we did in Nigeria, nobody's
saying anything. No, we like the bad news. We bro it. It makes us trend. That's how people share and share. It makes us good. But when it's good, we all keep quiet.
That's what they call living by example.
Yes.
For that, I admire him.
I mean,
I've always liked him. He's a nice guy.
We celebrated him for that, absolutely. But we're just unhappy that the social media is not celebrating anything. Just keep quiet. Anyway, the Katsina State Governor, Masari of Katsina, he was saying he was expressed shock about the recent inauguration of the notorious wanted terrorist Ada Alera. I think we took that story in Zamfara State. According to him, they have not forgiven him for the multiple killings carried out in Katsina. He was surprised to hear that Anema conferred a traditional title on a terrorist. If he enters Katsina, we would arrest him with immediate effect. And he was also saying that Nigerians, the federal government has also failed as regards insecurity, and they failed to protect Nigerians. And he was speaking, this was yesterday at a media house, and he was condemning the fact that the security agencies are yet to do enough to protect Nigerian citizens. And I mean, it was interesting to hear that the Katsina State Governor was saying that. But many of these governors, when they speak, you feel that they understand our plight, but their action
is different from
what they're saying sometimes. Yeah. Okay, let us move on. You have a story?
No, I have no story. I just wanted to say the governor of Zamfara has not come out to apologize to us.
Yes, even the Katsina State Governor should also accuse the Zamfara State Governor of not doing enough, because yes, he has suspended Yeah, did much as suspending, but we need to do much. Round up the entire community. Who are these Gabandis that are gathering to be to cheer on an emir?
People are protesting in Nigeria. The aggrieved custom people. There's a recent promotion that took place within the custom, and they said that it was done according to them. Unjust treatment was meted out to them at 2009 and 2010 upgrade officers. They've written a letter to the Red Chambers through Senator Bassi. They've listed the affected officers that were upgraded to a rank of assistant superintendent, and the petition was that it wasn't, according to them, they are aggrieved that there was a selective promotion, and we're waiting to see what the Senate would say. I'm sure they would call the custom heads to find out why some people are aggrieved, what was the process for promoting people, but it must be transparent so that nobody would be feeling unjust. If everything goes well, we'll all be happy.
Moving on quickly to Vanguard, Buhari gives Adamu 2 weeks to resolve varsity union strike. Government security agencies have failed to secure Nigerians, says Masari. 1 dies, others injure in Lagos tanker explosion. Food price inflation may drive more Nigerians into poverty. FG raises alarm. Votes buying, INEC proposes life ban for guilty politicians and parties. Kidnapped Kaduna Catholic priest killed. Other escapes. Wow. Airline operators demand immediate removal of 5% fuel surcharge. And state of the nation, Nigeria has never been this bad, says Obong Atta.
So, this sad story of the kidnapped Catholic priest who got killed. His name is Reverend Father John Chaitnum, who was the director of social communication, Catholic Diocese of Kafanchan in Kaduna State. The report came out that the terrorists have killed him. However, Reverend Father Donatus Clopas, who was also kidnapped with the late Reverend Father Chaitnum, was able to escape, and of course the chairman of CAN, that's the Christian Nation of Nigeria in Kaduna chapter, Reverend Father Joseph Hayabi, saying this, confirmed the story, said Kaduna State is a dangerous place for people to travel around, and it is more importantly, seemed not to be safe for Christian leaders. They found the corpse of Father Chaitnum, and the burial will take place. The terrorists on Friday kidnapped. This happened July 15, 2022, where they kidnapped 2 people. 1 died and 1 has been released.
There was the tanker explosion in
Maltu.
Yeah, the people around there said they just heard this explosion, so they even thought it was a terrorist bomb. So they all ran, and then they saw the fire, but they couldn't help because a lot of trucks got burnt in the place as well, because they couldn't drive out because 2 trucks were blocking gates. So
they're trapped in.
So they were all just looking helplessly. They called the fire
service.
They didn't come in time. The police, the army, there was an army place beside it. Nobody came in time. So it was.
Said they came about 30 minutes after, 30 minutes late.
You said that
they said for 30 minutes they hadn't come. They didn't even say they arrived.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
an identified number of trucks.
So airline operators of Nigeria are calling for the immediate removal of the 5% fuel surcharge collected by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, as a way to forestall the backlash or a total shutdown. And you know that they have been lamenting over the rise in aviation fuel, also known as Jet A1, and they said that has greatly increased their operational cost to over 130%, and there is a urgent need to remove this fuel surcharge. But the NCAA spokesperson was saying that there's a misconception about this fuel surcharge that is actually remitted to not to the regulatory agency, but to the federal government coffers. However, airline operators are saying, however it is, we need to remove this. We used to buy aviation fuel for 200 naira per liter. Right now, as if I'm inside there, right now we are paying 780 naira, and we're not able to increase our fares, the airline fares. So government has to do something about this so that they don't shut down.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Times.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known, for when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known, for when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known, for when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights.
Thanks for staying with us. So in the last 24 hours, NNPC has been trending. So according to reports, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC, has approved an upward review in the pump price of the premium motor spirit PMS from 165 naira per litre to 179 naira per litre. However, NNPC has also denied the viral report, saying that it did not direct marketers to review the ex-depot price and pump price of petrol. Also, President Muhammad Buhari unveiled the new NNPC Limited. This new entity is expected to become a commercially oriented and profit-driven. So they can't be dashing us money like they used to do in the past. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Because as I said, in the last 24 hours, NNPC was trending because yesterday they unveiled. And what this means, what does this mean for you and I? We're going to be having a guest very shortly to enlighten Nigerians on what the new NNPC stand for. But before we discuss that, let's talk about the pump price, because that's always a topical conversation in Nigeria. In the last few days, we've actually already seen a review of the pump prices. Some people, I think Nima said in her area, somebody had a petrol station had increased to 200 naira to the litre. You know, others were doing 190. I heard somebody says theirs was about 185 in their own community. So different people were having different pump prices. But now NNPC has come out to say, okay, yes, there's a need for a review, because I also read in the papers that the landing cost, as of the papers yesterday I read, was 170 naira to the litre or so.
167.
167 to 170 naira to the litre. So it was not sustainable to continue at 165 that were at the pump price. So obviously there had to be a review. But what are your thoughts on this? Because no matter all the grammar that is spoken at the back door, the man on the street is paying 179 naira or 180 naira, because people would definitely say they would increase across, it will vary state to state. What are your thoughts on this? Let me see, you want to start?
Okay. I know that before they made this, open to the public, different filling stations have been using their discretion to sell at their different prices. One of the reasons we had the scarcity was the refusal of the marketers to sell at 165, because it was not lucrative anymore for them to be getting and selling at that amount. And so there was a lot of queue when the government insisted it must be 165 pump price. And so some shut down, they refused to sell at all. But after a while, I think they realized that Nigerians were willing to pay anything just to get that PMS. And so they started selling, started increasing. You see some filling stations 180, 190, some 200, depending on the location. So Nigerians have sort of adjusted to that increment. We have expected it. Whenever they threaten this sort of strike, we know that the next thing that comes out of it is an increment. So you just start tightening your belt already in anticipation for the increment. And now government has sort of backed up that increment, and which is understandable, because they have complained that this diesel issue that we have was affecting them, and businesses are closing. That's the truth. Nobody wants to get into the oil and gas industry, because the way government plays that game, it's not profitable for them. Yeah, it's volatile. So now that they are beginning to see how they can open it to market forces, maybe we'll have a lot of investment. Maybe at some point it will get to that place where market forces now determine, and there's a lot of competition and the prices come down. Yeah. But the question is, are Nigerians willing to wait till that happens?
And again, so I think more questions is, are we willing to pay this amount of money? I mean, Nigerians, as I said, even before NNPC came with the official price, people have already adjusted, and people were still buying fuel.
Yeah.
Nigerians, after a while,
they'll find a way.
Complain. As long as NLC is not carrying placard, we just somehow. There's only when they start making noise now that Nigerians, maybe I shouldn't be paying this amount of money. But now that everybody's just quiet, do you think that NLC should raise an eyebrow on this?
I don't think they will. Do you want to talk?
Focus on us, right?
Yeah, exactly, but I don't think they will, because, and even if they do, people will still buy the fuel, because you can't get around. That's the bottom line. And I suspect that, government in their mago way, they just said, don't let them have fuel. When they start buying it 300 naira, when we increase it, when we increase it.
They don't increase it arbitrarily. There's a reason.
I said that, listen to what I said. I didn't say they increase it arbitrarily. I said that don't let them have the fuel. When they start buying it at 300 naira, when we increase it,
they will fall in line.
Their eye will clear. They will quickly buy it.
You are thinking like
like the way Nigerians think.
That was in my mind. Projecting yourself on Nigeria.
So this is what YK just said.
Projecting you on your loss.
I'm projecting government.
No, you're projecting who YK is.
I say government.
And capitalism.
Exactly.
Capitalism.
When they don't have the fuel, when some people are buying at 300 naira, some people are not buying at 300
naira. So if YK was our president, she's projecting who she is.
No.
That's what you do.
So go ahead. I was going to say what YK said in a different way. I was going to say that it was if the price, when we saw the way inflation, everybody was complaining that we cannot sustain this, so the cost of subsidy was really high, we need to increase. At the point I was like, no, we cannot take this. When diesel went up, people were complaining that petrol needs to go up as well. We say, no, petrol cannot go up, or it's not sensitive. How can the government do that kind of thing? We already have a lot of difficulties in Nigeria. Then scarcity happened. Then we now said, give it to us
anyhow. We just want it.
So then, if they now increase price, we're not going to complain, because as they increase in price, people already, many Nigerians have bought fuel for higher than the price they increased it to. So, but in actual fact, we are one of the we have enjoyed in Nigeria. Nigerians, let's tell ourselves the truth.
We are pampered here.
For those of you watching us from diaspora, for those that are watching in diaspora, let your brothers and sisters abroad tell you how much they are paying.
Don't say that one. Talk about it. Keep quiet.
Let me tell you for a fact that we are enjoying the way we are buying petrol.
In the
and it is costing us many other things in many other areas. I'm not saying that this is they should start selling petrol for 500 or 300 or the way they're selling it abroad. I'm saying that let us be grateful that we have enjoyed so far, and let us hold our government accountable on the areas they have 100% control to change, which is in facilitating availability of more, what do you call those places that we're saying, local refining of products, so that we are not buying petrol and selling crude oil. We also, those are the things we can hold government accountable on. We can also hold government accountable on the fact that this subsidy that you have removed, you have saved this money.
What are you doing with
it? What are we going to do with it? So those are the things we can talk about. Let's not argue the issue of...
First and foremost,
absolutely on point.
They have just increased it. They have not removed subsidy. Because,
yes, of course.
Because don't even go to that they have removed subsidy.
No, I know they haven't.
Now, what I'm trying to say is...
They're not deregulated.
The reason we are enjoying... or we should be enjoying as Nigerians is because Nigeria is an oil-producing nation. England, what do they? It's only that North Sea oil that they have. Nigeria produces oil. We are supposed to have refineries. We are supposed to have fuel. Should be
like
for us, but because of mismanagement from. And I'm not blaming just this government. And when I sit down there, I never blame just this government. I blame successive ones.
Yes. Like what you're saying is what we say every day. This is not a new argument. You are saying we are reiterating what we've been saying for years and years. You're right. You are 150% correct. But where we are today, the truth is that many countries, just like us, are also importing. So even though we are producing it from where the crude is coming from here, it's almost as if we're just also importing because we're not refining ourselves. So we're like the demand hanging there.
Yes.
Because we are not doing anything with it.
The one we have.
So that one is a given. Fact. It doesn't shake it, but it's a fact. Given. We are importing. Other countries around us, West Africa, poorer than us, they know how much they're paying for fuel. I have a cousin in the US, I was telling him, I filled my tank in the US, $75. Please translate that in Nigerian naira. Just to fill tank.
Yes, sir.
But here, they increase fuel, we carry placard. Because of this. I'm waiting for Labour. I want to see what Labour will say, because I'm not saying they should increase it arbitrarily. I'm saying that the marketers are complaining. I am the one that, I'm a private owner. I'm the one that is helping you to bring this thing to Nigeria.
It's not paying me.
It's not paying me. And here we are complaining and saying and complaining.
Let me just tell you about that $75 that you just called. Or even if it is £75 that you are filling your tank for in England. The way you earn your money is different from the way I earn my money.
That's $75 there.
Calculate it in somebody's salary for a month.
Yes, here.
So that's if that person goes and pays $75, that means we know it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. You have to think of our earning power.
Yes, and in addition to that, also they have the basic amenities that make life easy. So even if they pay in this angle, if they pay in this angle, the other angles are already sorted. We don't have good roads. We're complaining of education. We have complaining of hospitals. We don't have anything here. And the little one that makes Nigerians feel, okay, maybe we are producing something small. You want to take it away from them. So I think this government should holistically change the systems across. The subsidy that they are collecting, like Tope highlighted, what do they want to do with this subsidy? Are they going to earmark and say, we're pumping so and so into the educational system and give us a few years, you will see the change in this direction? Are they going to say, we are pumping so and so into equipping and paying our doctors properly so that they do not travel, so that the typical average Nigerian can have access to, people still die of malaria. Mariah, we sit here every day, we get messages on our phones. People don't have money to buy drugs for their parents. Is that bad?
Absolutely.
Now,
I Tope said something that I thought was so
Were we not here when that guy said they don't have money to buy something?
Let me reiterate something that Tope said. I don't want anybody to lose that. And I think if we remind ourselves of that statement alone, maybe we'll be more saner in what we're talking. She said that we should criticize government based on what they have control over.
Yeah, I like that.
What you have control over. They don't have control of the international market forces. So the people that are bringing in money, the one that you have control, subsidy, as you said, our government has control over it. Agriculture, health, education, what we have control over.
What are they doing?
But this issue of fuel, pricing, it is really, really beyond what they can do.
They have lost control. Not that they don't have. They had control. They had control.
They still have control if they look inward.
They lost it.
If we refine our
due to lackadaisical attitudes
if we
of
refine our
lackadaisical attitude of government.
Then we have control. Now we cannot say we can now be able to decide. No, we can even say we can lock up and say attack anybody else. But only within Nigeria will sell. We can do that. Yes. Let me go to a break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup? Check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script? Check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR? Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News.
It's in 2 parts. They're not commercially, they're a commercial company now, and then they've also officially given us the official pump price of 179 naira to the liter. And we're just discussing this. At some point, we're going to have our guests to come on the show to come and give us more enlightenment on what this means for the Nigerian people. We're still discussing the hot topic.
Yeah. So when we talk about fuel price, fuel and diesel, they run the society. So the impact is not just on the fact that each individual will be spending more on transportation, is that the inflation that Nigerians are complaining about is going to go higher. Every means of everything that you are buying is going to go up. So the heavy duty foods are carried predominantly by diesel, which is why we had like this spike in the past few months. Now when they do with petrol too, every other person transporting themselves, somebody that is going to help you to shop before, maybe spending 3,000 naira for transport fare to go shopping for you, is going to now be spending probably like 5,000 naira. The impact is going to be affecting every other area of our lives. And we haven't had a wage review in years. So we have our minimum wage. Everybody knows that this is not reasonable. And the complaints have been going on that we need to there must be a comparison. It's impossible for the government to think that people that are living off salary, the same salary last year, can survive on that same salary this year. It is impossible. Right. Nobody can survive. 2 months ago to now, everything you're shopping with has changed, and so we need to start discussing.
So you're saying even if there's going to be even now that we have this review, which we don't have control over, but the one we have control over with salary increase of the civil service, the minimum wage, to ensure that people actually earn more. They have more.
But the minimum, what they've now done, what the CBN has done in this hit, is to increase interest rates from 13% to 14%, which means everybody watching me right now, if you have borrowed money from the bank, you better go back and start renegotiating your fees, because you will now see at the end of the month that's changed. That is also additional hardship on manufacturers, and that are already feeling the pinch from diesel price going up. We need to. These are the things they can control.
Let me take the call from Mohammed. Mohammed, are you there?
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I'm really impressed with what you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
Your view. I just want to bring your understanding about this issue of the regulation or the pricing of the petroleum products. The issue is this: like in Saudi Arabia, where they also produce, you find out that an ordinary person in the country can afford to buy the necessity of life. You can eat good food, you can buy chicken, you can buy apple, you can buy all the things that are only seen as luxury here. And they sell the petroleum at a higher rate. But they provide other necessities of life, like housing, like transportation, the food that you eat. But here in Nigeria, what do they subsidize? The petroleum, the sulfur petroleum we produce. Yes, you buy food at a high cost. You rent house at a high cost. And we still come back to say, okay, government remove subsidy. Then what do ordinary Nigerians stand to get? During the Yar'Adua administration, we saw how it came. It reduced the price. If it was not good for government, the government then wouldn't have even reduced the price. So I just see it as the government probably not even understanding or allowing some people to have a field day. And they continue to mess with the Nigerian future. The government can really bring the prices lower than if they want to. But
we lost that.
It's gone off. I didn't hear him very well.
I didn't hear him.
But what, at that $75 that your person bought the petrol, I just calculated it for you, 46,000. Imagine even you, Morayo, that your earning power is more than the average man on the street. If they tell you that you go and fill your tank with 46,000, not be dying, you go die there.
I won't fill my tank for 46,000.
You stay at home.
I'm saying that is how much the $75 that they are filling it in America for.
Some people are even
when you translate it into naira.
Yeah, 46,000 naira.
It's 46,000 naira.
I don't buy fuel for 46,000 naira.
We don't now.
What I'm saying.
I'm just saying, so let's not compare ourselves to America or England because their earning power
is higher.
It's higher.
I'm not talking about the earning power. I'm saying that the issue is the global forces concerning crude. It's the same thing. How much they're buying Brent is how much you're buying Brent. So what is getting to them? What is getting to us? I'm saying that the business. I'm talking about the businessman who is bringing this money. He's saying that I can't afford to continue to pay. That's my point. I'm not saying we're comparing because the
I agree. I agree.
I'm not going to buy.
But it's still the failure of government. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody is saying failure of government. Government failure is a fact. That is there.
Heavy fact.
It is standard. Nobody's debating it. We all grew up in this country. We're all Nigerians. Governmental failure, years and years of decadence. Years of not fixing our refineries. It's there. We continue that conversation. It's not taking us anywhere. We can complain and discuss it and talk again about it tomorrow. It's not going to fix it. So what I'm saying.
The next question I have to ask you is this. So we have agreed now that it's not taking us anywhere.
Yes.
So we should now start paying subsidy. What can government do now to alleviate if they remove that subsidy, to alleviate what will be the suffering of the ordinary person on the street, the you and me? Because we don't have that.
To answer that question, YK, is multifaceted. I don't have all the answers. But many have already suggested that we must encourage modular refineries. We must empower and license people to refine locally to help to offset some of the demand. That's the price of food. That's one. But the point I'm trying to make, we're not talking about subsidy removal. That's not on the table today. What's on the table is that you and I are having to pay more for pump prices. And we need to help Nigerians understand why we have to pay. Because if we don't let our people understand why we have to pay, NLC will come tomorrow, carry placard, cause problem, everybody will not stop. Do not stop work, say we are going on strike, we are protesting, they must not increase. So we are trying to help Nigerians understand that there is a reason, because it's not just us, it's a global problem. It's a control that we don't have control over. However, the factors we have control over, they're going, let's hold this government accountable on those things that they can control. That's what this conversation is about.
Yes, and I like that you mentioned the things like Tope said initially. We need to understand that everything is interconnected. Everything is connected. So it's like a full human body. When you're having headache, that headache is very heavy. The headache is in the head, right? But you may not be able to be functional with every part of your body. Yes, because you're having that headache. Or you have an arm pain and you're not able to be functional because although it's just the arm, but it's affecting every other thing. So we have focused so much on crude, ability to have oil, natural resources that we are not even making plans to do anything meaningful with it. And it's affecting every other aspect of life. We need to diversify our economy. Absolutely. They try to do that with agriculture. I give that to them. But then insecurity insecurity is now affecting. So you see how it's connected? We cannot do agriculture because of insecurity. Now we do not have diesel, we do not have this. Electricity is also on one hand. Why people resort to fuel and diesel is because government has not provided electricity. They are flaring gas, so everything is just connected. I think. Okay, take your call.
So Sylvester's been holding for a while. Good morning, Sylvester. Are you there?
Yeah.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Please, this analysis you've got is actually good. But one thing I don't understand is, if all of us we are going to get the drop of that increment in petrol price, why can't maybe the politicians be on the same salary grade or same economic income grade?
It's muffled. I can't hear you, Mr. Sylvester.
All of us. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I say, why can't the politicians, all those of political salaries, why can't they come down on our own level? I think they pay them so much, they don't feel the heat. While we earning small, we feel the heat. Okay, if we are going to get the same brunt in this petrol something, why don't all of us come and bear the brunt? Huh? That's all I have.
Thank you very much.
It says, why don't the politicians take the same salary? Like I've been saying it for years. If you are a senator, collect minimum salary 30K. When you take 30K, only the people that want to serve will go there. Not the people that want to be made to get rich. So until they start doing things like that way it will offset some of their expenses. You are not paying billions to.
If they do that,
150.
When if government starts to earn minimum wage and at that level, I think. When they make policies, Nigerians will believe them better. No, they won't believe that, okay, you have my interest. So only 30K they earn, no problem. If you're going to remove subsidy, we are all in this together. But when they feel that our leaders are earning so much money, when you try to remove subsidy or do stuff like that, they just feel like,
when the train London Tube people, when they go on strike, when they go on strike, it affects every politician in the UK. Why? Many of them use the tube to get to work. So anything that happens has a direct effect on them. But BC was saying something about how interwoven this entire thing is, and how the solution to the problem is holistic. So that was why I went into CBN policy, because when you increase,
I mean, have to hold. Okay. Don't lose that point.
I won't. I will not.
Okay, let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, The best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Thanks for staying with us. Still discussing this matter of NNPC. You're going to make a point.
Yes, I was talking about how, following up on this conversation of how everything is interwoven and how the prices, the situations affect each other. So insecurity is on ground. Insecurity means that less people are going to the farm, which means that we have less agricultural products to consume, which means the price would go up on a normal day. Then we now have diesel to the transportation, the price goes higher. And the government doesn't think that everybody is working together towards achieving one ultimate goal. So everybody is they are knocking their things little by the sides. It is important for us to start clamoring for the right things. We should start clamoring for an open conversation on how this policy is affecting that one. Do you understand that when you have increased this price now, it's going to touch this life, it's going to touch that one. We're having surgeries not take place because the hospitals cannot afford the diesel. So individual lives are going to be lost. And when we're now holding the government accountable, planning towards the next election, because campaign will start in earnest very soon. It's not we want to give you road. Because what car are we going to drive on the road? People are hungry and thinking of how we're going to eat. So we must start listening for the real issues they want to solve. What are the real issues you are solving? Local refineries are coming up, but how is it impacting on our importation level? How many refineries do we need? I want a presidential candidate that can tell me that we have 15 modular refineries right now, but we need 1,500 modular refineries. And when we have 1,500, we have already licensed 1,000. I listened to our former governor, Fashola, talk, and you hear him listing. When you mention one road, he will tell you the name of the road. If you say this area, how many kilometers they've done. That is the kind of debate I want to hear. Where you'll be telling me, I know that in Ogun State there is no modular refinery. We need 5. That's the kind of conversation we need to have. So when you are doing strategy,
that is another thing about the petrol. They're not even sure how much we consume.
They are
not even sure how much. You just have. Okay, we are subsidizing. What are you subsidizing? You don't even know.
But our people are the ones carrying, buy cheap and take it to Cotonou. And now say that it's demand. Are we not the people?
We the people.
So
who are the people?
You and I.
Who are the people? Government is the people.
Yes,
it's government is us. Yes, government is us.
Let me take this call. I'll come back to you.
Who goes into government? Isn't it us?
It's us.
Please.
Okay, we're going to come back to this matter. Let me take Ose. Ose, good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, I heard you saying that your friend said he's still with tank with $75.
$75 butter.
Let me explain to you. The Nigerian leaders are responsible for the problem we have today because they have decided not to create refineries in Nigeria to make things difficult for us so that they can steal money. in Nigeria normally, but now we should be buying a liter of fuel for 35 naira normally. Yes, that's an advantage for us. As in Ulaya, if you can look under your chair, you will see crude oil coming out of the ground there. Petrol is not supposed to be our problem
at all.
So let them do something about it. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So what we're saying, like before the call came in, is that we always make it look as if it's only government that is corrupt. No. And I said like government is corrupt. We, all of us, every single one of us, we are all corrupt. That's the truth. Ready. Everybody just never reach your own turn. Because the average Nigerian put them in government and they're doing exactly the same thing.
Who be government? Who be our teacher?
So we must fix ourselves.
Who be our teacher?
That's the song. That's the song.
My son and my husband are talking about something recently. Like, let me give you an example. So the average, maybe middle class Nigerian, right, earn some money, right, and then their child, they travel abroad to give birth to the child to get an American passport. You come back to Nigeria, the child gets to the age of 16, 17. You now take the child to America as an American citizen to benefit from the American system that you have not paid 1 naira tax into. You and I do it every single day. Yeah. So your child, the average Nigerian who criticizes government and they are all thieves, carry their children, then on 16, 17, you go to America, you apply for school, apply for student loan because, hey, you're an American citizen. Your parents have not paid 1 naira to the tax. You're going to benefit from another country's taxes. Are we not all criminals? Yeah. So who is fooling who? The point I'm trying to make is that we are all criminal. Don't even go there. Before you start pointing the finger at one government, yes, we are all criminals. Let us accept. We're all a bunch of criminals. No, let us agree.
I will counter that argument. Counter it. Because what I keep on, and I've said it on this set hundreds of times, that you live by example.
Okay.
The example you set for your child is what your child is going to do when Now, government, now my papa.
Yeah, okay.
So the example, the corrupt example they have set for me has made me a corrupt citizen.
Yes, I
That
agree.
is what has happened. Look, because I am much older than you, and I grew up in this country when things were not as bad as they are today.
Okay.
Where people were not as corrupt.
Okay.
Where you could faint on the road and people will help you. They will not steal your phone. They will not steal your property. They will take you to the hospital. Faint on the road now.
So
it's your carcass. They will meet. Listen.
Okay, I've heard you.
Listen. So I'm saying, because of the decadence in Nigeria, everybody, look, see the ordinary downfall driver. He will come out. He knows he's going to stop. But he will come out and cut in front of you. And then stop right in front of you. Why didn't he just let you go?
Okay,
when he knew he was
let's go back to the issue.
What I'm saying
Let's go back to the issue.
is that
you countered me.
Listen, I haven't finished. We have become selfish.
Because,
yes.
Okay, I've gotten that point. Yes, I've gotten that point. The point, that's the point you use to counter my argument that we are copying from the government. Point taken. Now, the point is that the Yoruba has a saying that so if your father, for example, your father was beating the wife of your mother all your life, or you saw a bad behavior, you grew up so you have a bit of exposure. But okay, this is how it's done. Let me do it better than my own leaders.
No,
let me do it better.
It doesn't always work like that.
We forget it. I am telling you.
Let me counter you now. We forget that what we absorb into our subconscious plays a major role.
Thank you.
So while you're growing up, you're saying, I will not be like my father, I will not be like my father. Before you realize what is happening, you're already beating your girlfriend.
But some people go out of me and not be like their father.
They may not beat, hold on, they may not beat physically, they are beating emotionally. They are beating psychologically.
I just want to counter you.
But let me also ask.
I just want to tell her something.
Okay.
Because I can go to England and get benefits. I refuse because
that is you.
So I'm saying there are people like me. There are still people like me in this country.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. They are good teachers. Yes. They are good.
Not everybody that is bad.
Down. Let me take this call, then I'll come to you.
Okay. No, it's Obiatulu that wants to talk.
Okay, come on, counter me. Maybe I like to counter. Yakub, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, ma. Morayo, I'm afraid. I'm afraid because now that the government decides to run NNPC as a private entity now, the issue of a thing, the government has hung off over the year. Today now, Morai, how much are we buying it? 900, 1,000 naira. I have a brother that into transport. All the truck that he has use diesel. But I can tell you for the fact, all the truck is not parked. It's parked. So all the driver is not like calling him every day that we are hungry. So and then can never leave the boss to them because the boss that work for a week before paying him like 100,000 naira. Then when they go for a week now, they bring 20,000 naira, 15,000 naira. You know, decide that instead of you to spoil these people, let me park all on the air until everything normalize. So Mario, I'm afraid because the government has hung off on diesel over the period of years. Now they want to run the petroleum PMS as a private entity now. Where are we heading to? That is number one. You are talking about the leader. See, it is not all the leader in this country that is bad. And then I have an example. The governor Slumo of Borno State is stand out of them. They really have some of them, but I can only mention that very particular governor. Because see, Borayo, we need a leader that has a focus. And then I know this 2023 is going to decide where we are going in the nearest future.
Thank you very much, Jacob. I have to go on a break. We have to go. When you come, I'll start with the talk. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys, is
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Honorable Barrister Sejos Ogun will join in the conversation. He is a member, House of Representatives, and he has 25 years cognitive experience in oil and gas industry, so he's the right person to give us some insight into this new branding that the NNPC has undergone. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you on the show. So, NNPC shut down the social media yesterday because they were unveiling, telling us they're now privatized, they're going to become commercial, then they're no longer going to be responsible to us in paying subsidy. What does that mean? And what does this new NNPC, what does this new commercializing of NNPC mean for the Nigerian people?
Well, I think it's a right step in the right direction, and I congratulate Nigerians for this. Well, as much as we are excited about the new NNPC or the NNPC Limited, some of us are a bit skeptical about the way it's been put together. Yesterday, when the Minister of State Petrol was speaking, he said something about we've lost over 50 billion USD because of the delay in passing this bill. And then he also said something about in the last 5 years, 70 billion USD has been invested in Africa. Only 4% of that came to Nigeria, again, because we had not taken a position on the PIA. But now we have the bill. But there are still so many questions we need to ask, like you rightly said. Now it's our company. They say it's owned by Nigerians, over 200 million Nigerians. We have invested over 200 billion in NNPC. It's sounding like the Nigerian constitution. When did we sit down to agree there's going to be 200 billion? You know, and there are so many things that we need to look at. But like I said, now there's a limited liability. Foreigners, investors will have confidence, because the problem with NNPC in the past really is not the individuals that work there. It's actually the government, their interference, the new management of NNPC before it now transited to NNPC Limited, headed by Mele Kyari. Solid. From 2019, they started auditing their books. You know, we had their audited financial statement published on their site, you know, for 2019 and 2020. But what happened? We don't have one for 2021 right now, you know. So going forward, as a limited liability, they need to be more transparent so that people will know what they are doing. There are so many things they did in the past that it will take time for people to begin to believe, or to ever believe that they can possibly change. Because we still have the footprint of government all over them, all over this NNPC Limited.
So I wanted to ask, sir, what, going further to what this change means, are we going to be expecting like a name change, personnel change, or are we still going to be expecting them to work with the same personnel that they've had? What does it really mean when you say you are moving from, being government-owned to privatization?
It's just that right now is a karma, is a limited liability company, it's a public company. Okay. So it's going to be regulated under the laws, karma, So it's not like a corporation that they are accountable only to the government. They're not accountable to the public and the laws, the karma law, So that is the major thing. But what I was saying earlier, you still have the footprint of government all over, like the first part of your question. Nothing has changed. Oh. The law allowed them to continue with their workers, even their appointment, like Section 59. Section 58 of the Act says there shall be a board. Section 59 listed, enumerated those that should be on the board and should be appointed by the president. It's supposed to be a public company. So look at the shareholding. Ministry of Petroleum Incorporated, Ministry of Finance Incorporated, is still government. Directors in these ministries will represent the government on the board. It's still government. If you want to run it like a public company, they should be able to hire. I cannot sit down here and tell you that 99% of the people working in NNPC today went through the usual procurement system that you see in the private sector. In the private sector, you get the best of the best. But I'm not sure that's what happened in NNPC or that's what is happening in NNPC or happened in NNPC in the past. So you're going to carry all these workers into the new company and expect magic? So, okay.
Because that was going to bring me to my next question. This sale of NNPC or this transfer of NNPC to the private sector, how is that going to relate in fuel in the filling stations? Are we going to have no queues? Will there be fuel yafu now? Or will we still be queuing like we are doing to get fuel?
Okay, those are the things we are probing. Today now, the speaker at about now will be inaugurating the committee on subsidy, and that was a motion moved by me. So you guys are actually the ones keeping me here. I should be in that meeting right now where the speaker will be inaugurating the committee. We are asking questions of the NNPC and NNPC Limited. We need to be more transparent. Now you are talking about the pump price of petrol. We know, I think they use about 162 to 168. That's what NNPC uses as transfer price to PPMC. But why was pump price about 167 or something? Okay, where I'm going to here, there's a difference of about 37 to 39 naira difference from the pump transfer price from NNPC to PPMC. Okay, now I'm sure aware, most of us woke up yesterday or the day before yesterday, there's a new increase right now. We need to know the landing costs. We need to know movement from where the vessel that brings the product, berths in offshore Lomé, and then the daughter vessels come to take, and then empty into the tank farm. We need to know all that so that we know whether there are wastages along the line. You can't just wake up and tell us you are paying subsidy of XY amount of money. How did we get there? In the first case, we are doing trade by barter. There's a 445,000 barrels of crude oil we are using to trade this refined product. That 445,000 barrels belong to the Federation.
Okay.
That they are supposed to sell. We're supposed to give to the refineries, local refineries. But because we don't have the refining capacity right now, we are trading it for refined products. So if we are doing trade by barter, you know that why are we still paying so much in subsidy? We are using royalty oil. We are using tax oil. We are using JV revenue, all for subsidy. So these are questions we are going to be asking.
All right, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with you, sir. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check.
Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get
shareholders so that investors will be the majority shareholders. So in that way, you run it like a business. Not when you have now you have appointed board members. It doesn't espouse a whole lot of confidence in the members they have appointed there in the board. If you are a private sector company or even a public company and I want to buy shares into that company, the first thing I'm going to look at the board. Who are the people running the show?
Sure.
So if I don't see solid names there or people with with solid background, I'll probably not invest in it.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
So we did ask. Yeah.
Nigerians are still asking because one of the high points of yesterday's unveiling was the fact that NNPC would no longer be the one to be paying subsidy. And the questions Nigerians are asking, so who is? And if it's federal government, where is federal government going to get the money from? I mean, how do you think this is going to play out? Since you're in the National Assembly, maybe you have an insight to us on how this would work out.
Going forward, what we had actually said in the bill, within 1 year of Nigerian NNPC Limited coming into being, there will be no more subsidy then, but NNPC Limited will be the net importer of petroleum products if there's any need, which means the Nigerian nation will have to apply to NNPC Limited to say, we need you to help us import petroleum products. But I think that has been extended now to about 2 years, so they will still pay subsidy. But the question everyone is asking, what are we really subsidizing? We are not saying there is no subsidy, but what are we subsidizing? If you say we are doing trade by barter, I like your phone and you like my phone, or let's trade it. What's the difference? But the difference we are paying in cash is too much. So we need to know how much we are paying first. We need to know the quantity we are consuming. As a nation, what NNPC used to post on their website, is our daily import is supposed to be about 63 million liters per day. Daily import. So how can somebody now tell you are importing 63 million liters per day and you are consuming 103 million liters? So where the difference? Did you store it virtually? Did you store it virtually? Do you have storage capacity? So these are questions we are asking. I mean, we are asking questions. We are not accusing anybody of anything yet. So we need to know what we are subsidizing before we go into the issue of who is paying. But for now,
say that they're not commercially. Maybe now they can give us the books. We can now see. But let me take this call
because
from
we are
Owerri.
shareholders too now.
Let me take this call from Owerri. Good morning, sir. Praise, you're live. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost that call. Talk about
No, but seriously, because they have to be sharing, because we are shareholders. 200 million Nigerians are sharing. They have to be giving us the book every month.
No,
to be looking
I'm
at.
not honorable. Someone that is honorable in the ad hoc committee that is overseeing, that put together this bill is asking questions like me. I'm confused because I'm surprised that you're asking these questions. I feel like you should have this information. These are things that everybody that you should be informed.
Debated.
It should have been a clear. This book should be made clear. Why are we doing this? Why are we spending this money? These are information that we should have. That's one. Number two, sir, I am worried at your desire for us to have foreign partners manage our resources, because it speaks to the fact that we don't trust ourselves. Do you understand? Because every time, every company in Nigeria, they will go and bring India, they bring Uyimbo to come and manage it because we want to be successful. Is it that Nigerians cannot manage Nigeria? And to the extent that someone of your caliber is saying you would have been more comfortable if Nigeria had a minor stake and was handled by the Uyimbos.
It's not money, it's investors. We don't have the money. So the investors will bring in the money. We used to have majority stake in NLNG. I think it was the Abacha era. There was additional money required and we didn't have that money. We had to share some shares. That's how the foreigners became majority shareholders. So we are not looking for foreigners to come and manage it. We are saying they should bring in their money.
Okay.
So if you bring in your money, of course you will follow it. So can't get my drift.
Okay,
if it's the Nigerian government, the Nigerian government will interfere unnecessarily. Right. That has been the problem with NNPC.
Right.
So going forward with a limited liability, now we don't want the government interference anymore.
Exactly.
It should run like a private company.
All right.
That's the point I'm making.
So that means Mele Kyari shouldn't even be there. They should appoint a proper managing director.
And the directors are still ministers who are appointed by the president.
That even brings to my question, because I wanted to ask, now that we still have directors that are typically government, do you see any body language that they are trying to do this right the way a private organization should run? Or do you feel it's just trying to, because I wouldn't want to say elections are coming, it's just like a diversion so that we think that something is happening, but nothing will happen?
Well, it has to remain like this for now. That's why I said earlier that some of us raised the issue that now that we are going, it should go public, you know. It should be on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. You should go to New York Stock Exchange and all that. You know, you should get the public to buy shares, get investors to buy shares, so that the Nigerian government will be minority shareholder. You know, those were things we suggested. But they said it's not the time. But we ought to be asking now, when is time? Because you have been told that the 200 billion naira dollars invested is our money, belongs to all of us. Okay, now, who are those holding the shares for us? Ministry of Petrol Incorporated, Finance Incorporated. They are holding it on our behalf. So they have directors appointed in the board. The government appoints 6 people from the 6 geopolitical zones. So it's still government. So till they tell us when they are going to sell shares to the public and to investors, that's when the investors will come in and begin to call the shots. As long as it remains government holding shares on our behalf, it's going to remain like this.
Interesting. Let's give you comments on social media. Any questions for us?
Lots of comments.
So, I mean, let me come from this perspective, especially for the role of the Ministry of Finance in all of this. We know they've actually been working very closely with the NNPC. How do you think this relationship is going to work? Are they completely handing over totally, or will they still have some kind of influence with this new arrangement?
Of course, they are going to have influence, a lot of influence, because the Minister of Finance is supposed to work with the Minister of Petroleum on the assets, you know, to know the assets, the toxic assets that will be left with NNPC, that's the old NNPC now. Because you cannot be setting up a new company and you're burdening that company with liabilities, you know. Right. So the Ministry of Finance will have a lot of influence for now, and that's what we're also saying. So if you have the Ministry of Finance having influence there, so if you want to hire somebody, if you want to recruit somebody into NNPC Limited, all you need to do is talk to the Minister of Finance to say, look, hey, can you help me with this contract there, or can you help me get somebody employed in here? And it will happen. So till we completely get the government out of that place and let them be minority shareholders, I think we'll still be chasing shadows. Like I said, look at the example of NLNG. Independent can speak glowingly about it. What is happening there? We should replicate it in NNPC Limited.
Right.
I believe it will happen, but it might take time.
Let me take this call from Hassan. Hassan, are you there? Hello, Hassan, you're live. Go ahead, please. Okay.
I have a personal a question that I would like you to give your personal views. A lot of people have said that Nigerians are really not meant to be leaders, in the sense that, you know, we always say that when Nigerians go outside the country where the systems are working, they do exceptionally well because they are not the ones heading the systems. So in this case, would it be wrong for a foreign nationals to, you know, handle NNPC, at least to get it to a level for the growth of the country, so to speak? Because even in advanced countries, even in Dubai, we have people who are from other nationals handling some specific sectors, just as long as the goal is to ensure that there's progress in the country. Shouldn't we be looking in that direction as well?
No, we have the expertise to manage it, and it is not right to say Nigerians, when they are overseas, that they don't manage things. No, I can tell you so many companies I know, oil and gas companies in the Western world, US, in the UK, that are being managed by Nigerians. I mean, we're talking about the big oil service companies, from Halliburton to Schlumberger to Baker and all. Not just in Nigeria, even out there, you know, being managed by Nigerians. Nigerians are top, either VP, you know, of global company that that's worth billions of dollars. You have Nigerians up there. So I think from where the question where you started it from is what we should be looking at. Nigerians don't excel here because of the system, and that's why we have been saying we need to build strong institutions.
Okay.
If you have strong institutions that you don't have unnecessary interference, the system that will check itself, most of these things will not happen. So people can excel. That's why Nigerians go abroad and they excel, whether they are heading the organization or they are working under somebody, because there is a system. Now, we are talking about NNPC Limited. We are carrying everybody that used to work in NNPC over to NNPC Limited. At least that's what the law says. The act creating this NNPC Limited. So the good, the bad, the ugly will be there.
Let me ask you this question, sir.
Yes.
Because, you see, I get criticized a lot because people think that I try to see things from the government perspective. But the truth is that we Nigerians are used to subsidized things. You know, when something goes private, so for example, let me use the discos, the electricity, for example. The discos are complaining that they have this, what's the thing they call this tariff? They're not cost reflective. Tariff. Yeah. They're having issues with that cost reflective tariff because Nigerians want to pay a certain amount. Many people are complaining that it's too high. They can't pay for electricity, but they want electricity. So they're having that issues because they're not earning back what they invested. So we like things done affordably. We don't because obviously Nigeria is quite poor. Many people are poor here. So we have to subsidize what we used to pay fuel in a certain way. If we continue to invite the private sector to take over critical sectors like this, is the reality that we're going to be paying way more, not just for electricity, but for your fuel. Do you think Nigeria is ready? Because if this indeed happens, and it's not the government saying, because right now we're here waiting for the official pump price. If this happens, there's something like official pump price. It's a private company that is handling this based on, do you think Nigerians are ready for these international, this commercialized version of NNPC? Is it possible?
Well, when you are talking about commercializing NNPC, you are just looking at the downstream. You're looking at the PMS alone. Don't forget that kerosene has been deregulated. Jets, fuel has been deregulated. Diesel has been deregulated. It's really the PMS, you know. So when you're talking about commercializing NNPC, we have upstream. You have the shares belonging to the federation, where some of the companies divested. Those shares were moved to MPDC, which is again government NNPC. So there's deregulation everywhere in the world. In the Western world, agriculture is subsidy. Agriculture is subsidized, greatly subsidized. And like someone said the other day, China, most of the things you use here that are cheap, the government subsidizes them so that they can bring them here and take over the market. So there's subsidy everywhere. Talking about the discourse, I think they also have a lot to do, although the government leg in the discourse is also a big challenge. The discourse wants to give you estimated billing. If they will provide you with lights and you say, okay, they say do what's it called, pay as you go, you know, as you do on your phone. If you buy credit and your credit runs out, like happens in the Western world, you are not going to be complaining. It becomes expensive, but it's available. Same thing with your phone. You don't say that MTN or Glo or any of the networks will cut off you used it. So you run out of credit. So if you don't want to run out of credit, manage it. So the challenge is not so much that Nigerians are complaining about the tariffs. The challenge is that it's not even available. So you don't give me light for 2 hours and then you send an estimated bill of how much to me. Let it be available first. If it's expensive, we will know how to manage it.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, sir. I think it was we can wrap up on this with you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning and for shedding some light on this new change. We'll continue to monitor it. As you said, they're giving themselves 2 years to do the full transition. We'll see how that happens. But the business said something earlier that I hope this is not just the pancake towards 2023. Everybody's just trying to, you know, they're talking to ASU, they're giving ASU Riot Act. After 150 days. And now it's just now that they're not giving them to me. So we see a lot of, you know, pancaking here and there.
Should have been 2 days.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll see.
They need to gather the money.
All right, any comments on social media before you run off? Just general.
My question is, if one of the solutions regarding this sector is using proper directors from private sector, public sector, why wasn't this suggested earlier? Because this is more like medicine after death. The law has been passed. Festus Akiboyewa says it is colonial mentality to suggest we bring foreigners to head our oil sector. Nigerians are highly educated and motivated people. Well, you already corrected it that it is investors that we need their funds.
Niger says subsidies protect Nigerian industrial base. Subsidies to protect Nigerian industrial base is positive. What is terrible is the toxic subsidies like fuel subsidies.
Mr. Sakim Boyewa says NNPC Limited has a future, but it must address a lot of fundamental issues such as performance. If it must be different from the old NNPC, the board must also embrace new ideas, access to capital, cost efficiency, collaboration and innovation.
Emmanuel says, ordinarily, NNPC Limited should pretend financial transparency and open up the opaque system covering sleaze at the cesspool NNPC Corporation. But this is Nigeria, not any ordinary place. With full federal government ownership, still NNPC Limited and Corporation is no more than 6 1/2 dozen.
Interesting. Well, that's an interesting way to end. But I think in summary, our pump price has been reviewed. So we know exactly what we should be paying per litre, and we'll wait to see how Nigerians react to this. And with this new NNPC Limited, we're hoping that indeed Nigerians can see, because as the Honorable said, it's not just about the downstream. There are 2 layers, the upstream and downstream. So either way, Nigerians are usually more concerned about the downstream because that's what they feel. But the ownership sometimes also helps in what happens to the company. So that's why he was saying that we can see from the NLNG model that it will work eventually. But how soon will that be? Time will tell. That's all we can take on the show for today. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.